Hi, I'm Sibyl Winchester, and this is Legal in 60 Seconds, where I break down real estate legal questions and hot topics in under a minute. This week's topic is leased properties. Anytime a residential property is subject to a lease, paragraph 4 of the 1 to 4 family residential contract becomes critical. This paragraph should always be checked when a property is rented because it flags that the lease exists and requires the addendum regarding residential leases to be attached. The addendum gives the parties a clear framework to negotiate how the lease will be handled before closing. It confirms that everyone is aware that the property is leased and helps prevent confusion or disputes after closing. Paragraph A is used when the contract requires that the tenant vacate before closing. By selecting paragraph A, the parties agree that the lease must be properly terminated and the property delivered vacant. This standard contract language replaces the need for agents to draft custom vacancy provisions and helps avoid the unauthorized practice of law, while clearly setting expectations for both buyer and seller. Paragraph B applies when the lease will survive closing. In this situation, the lease is assigned to the buyer at closing, and buyer steps into the role of landlord. Paragraph B also allows the parties to document whether copies of the leases have been provided to the buyer for review. This buyer due diligence step is essential so the buyer understands the rental terms they are inheriting and can proceed with informed consent. Paragraph B further requires the seller to transfer all tenant security deposits to the buyer at closing and includes seller representations about the status of the lease and tenant relationship. For lease properties, it is important for agents on both sides to confirm lease terms early, verify rent and deposit amounts, and share that information with the escrow team so the closing statement is accurate. If your client has questions about handling a lease property, our escrow officers are always available to guide the process. There you have it. Let us know what you like answered next.